sorry about that, y'all. That is just so aggravating. It says my storage on my phone was full, which it wasn't. But anyway, y'all know how that goes. So anyway, what I was saying is you take two of the same size pieces because you want this to be double thickness. Because if you use diamond glaze or glossy accents, when you put that on here, it will tend to make your stuff warp. So you want to be real careful with that. Now, when G did hers, she actually cut her, because we're going to get, any decorative paper. It can be out of a magazine, a book, you can draw a picture, however, whatever you want to use. You can, print some, free printables off the internet, whatever. And just, whatever you're going to do. Well, she cut hers out the exact size of her tile. And she regretted that because she didn't have enough to wrap around, and so the raw edges of the cardboard showed. So she recommended to leave the edges longer so that you could wrap this around and have a finished edge. Well, that was great, except once you glued it to here, you still had this raw edge. So then I was trying to figure that out, and I ultimately figured out how I was going to do it, and this is how I did it. And I'm not saying it's the right way, but this is how I did it. So I went ahead and put my paper clip on. Then I glued this piece down, and you choose whatever side you want. Now, here's what I do want to say. You may want to, if you don't like the back, you may want to cover that with something. Also, let me show you what happened on here when I did this. When I wrap this around, I do not like the way that looks. So I wish that I had covered the back with the same color paper that I put on the front. And then it wouldn't have that picture frame look. I mean, it's not bad, but, I would just prefer that this had been, put over the top of, say, that. I think it would have just looked a whole lot more finished and better. But I didn't, and I'm not on this, for time's sake. But anyway, I'm going to glue these pieces together. Actually, I'm going to put the paper clip on first, and then I'm going to glue them together. And now we're going to use hot glue. That Fabri-Tac is just going everywhere. Oh, paper clip on first, dummy. Alright, paper clip is on. And then I'm going to, I have glue falling out of the sky. Oh my. Alright. I need to just step away from the glue, don't I? Good gracious. Okay. Now I'm going to put this on here like this. And just ooze that glue out the sides. Man, did I use too much or what? It's not a good glue day for me, is it? I know y'all are hollering, step away from the glue gun. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is put this, and you want to make sure your image is, facing the right direction, because I did do something in my words were upside down or something like that. I didn't care, but, because nobody really pays attention. You can just tell it's book page. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of center that as best that I can once I get the glue on here, so that I can wrap it around. And yeah, I'm going back to the volcano stuff. Oh, look at here, I got stuff on everywhere. And I really want to get to that last project too. So I'm hoping to get through this pretty painlessly. Alright, so we're going to put this kind of in the center. I'm going to turn it over real quick while I can still move it around and work with it. And that's centered pretty good. And then I just kind of want to clip these corners off so that when I fold it, it doesn't bulk it up so much. So now I'm going to put glue all around the edges and then fold those edges in. And I really want to put the glue, up, on the edge here, so that when I fold it over, it kind of oozes it up instead of trying to get it to, go down into there. I'm going to just put it down there to start with. just going to kind of ease that over. Oh, Lord. Okay. So, now is the time, and that looks really good, y'all. That looks really good. And, of course, you could leave it like that, but, you know, this gives it like a, I don't know what kind of finish to call it right now, but if you're going to put a decoration on here, like a word, you know, a paper flower, you know, something like that, you need to do it now. And let's see if I can find a word real quick. If I can't, we're just going to move on. It's a shame I don't have any ephemera. So what I got quickly. Oh, well, no, wrong color. Too big. Not always. Let's just use that, just for the fun of it. Okay. Oh my gosh. That actually looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Alright, so if you're going to use glossy accents, diamond glaze, clear nail polish, whatever you use on here, you want to try to make sure you have little to no bubbles at all. Never ever shake up diamond glaze or glossy accents, and don't even shake up, you know, clear and fingernail polish, you know, if you're getting ready to use it for this, because you do not want bubbles in it. I don't care if it's got a few bubbles, but a lot of people stress out about that. I mean, I don't know of anybody who's going to take it and say, oh my God, she didn't pop all those bubbles or get all those bubbles out. But, you know, if it bothers you, get them all out or try. So, just for the sake of showing you that this actually works just as good, I use glossy accents on this. And this is actually clear polish that I got at the Dollar Tree. I use it all the time. Because, you know, the glossy accents is what? $7 or $8 a bottle or more, and this is $1. I mean, yeah, that already tells me what I'm going to use, right? Because I'm all about saving some money. You know, when you're on a fixed income, you find out what works and you stick with it. I mean, who am I to argue with success, right? So, of course, now you can't go this fast if you're using diamond glaze or glossy accents, because you will have bubbles for days. The trick when you're using those is keep your nozzle in your stuff. And that will help to prevent bubbles. It's not saying you won't have any, but it does help to reduce the number of bubbles that you have. I seem to have a lot better luck with bubbles, with no bubbles, using a clear fingernail polish. So that's another reason I like it too. So not only is the price point, you know, my happy place, but not having to deal with all the bubbles is a major plus in my book. So now for the next project, I'm going to show you, I actually have some nail polish that I used that were 2 for $1 at the Dollar Tree. They came, you know, 2 in a package together. And I think you're going to like the results of it, because I went ahead and did them ahead of time, because there was no way I could, well, I guess, you know, the nail polish didn't take as long to dry as some of this other stuff, but Of course, like the glossy accents and the diamond glaze, it takes a long, long time for it to dry. The nail polish, of course, not so long. And the super dry seems to do really well. And I just kind of stumbled across it. And I actually have used this on top of my other nail polish, and it makes my regular nail polish last 3 or 4 days longer. And that's, you know, doing coffee dyeing every day and crafting every day. Alright. Of course, you have to touch up where you touched, you know, with your little fingers. I got big old fat fingers, so I have to touch up a lot. And to be honest with you, I don't see a single bubble in this. I might be surprised later, but not a single bubble. Well, maybe a couple. Maybe a couple, but nothing I'm going to stress out about. So anyway, without messing up too much, that's how that turned out. Once it dries, you know, it'll be shiny. Not quite that shiny, but it's going to be shiny and it'll be beautiful. And I'll have a nice paper clip to stick in a journal. Oh no. Okay. So, now the next one we're going to do is a butterfly. You can make this a paper clip or not. And what I did was I made me a butterfly template. I didn't have a template of a butterfly. Can you believe that? So I just literally took a piece of paper and with a pencil and drew one out. And I kind of cut it and I thought, well, you know, that looks enough like a butterfly. And so I cut another one out exactly like it. And then I cut it down a little bit so I could get it about in the same shape as this one. I mean, it's not exact, but, you know, it's kind of close. So that's what I came up with in the end was, you know, 2 different sizes. So you're going to need one out of, you know, your regular paper. And I would recommend to do double thickness. You don't have to, but I do recommend it. And then a piece of the coffee or tea stain paper. And again, I recommend double thickness. I'm not using it, but, you know, that's what I recommend. But anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to, if you want a paper clip, you don't have to have a paper clip, but if you want one, and I don't want a big one, I don't want a little one, but I'm going to stick my paper clip on here. Wait a minute, I forgot my wire. No. And I did not have my wire pre-cut in advance. Yes, I've got to clean up this mess. Alright, so what you want to do with this, with your wire, is you want to measure from your wingtip to the middle. Fold that over and double it, you know, like that. And then cut this off with your wire cutters. And you're going to do the same thing for your little one. From, you know, the wingtip to about the middle. Double it over. And then cut off where it meets up here. And then kind of open your little wires up about like that. Because we are going to, you know what, we're not going to, let's attach the wires on here and then we'll attach them to the paper clip. Alright. So now, I'm going to put like a line of glue, like right there. And you really kind of want to try to go from tip to tip if you can. And try to have your fold in the middle. I didn't get that exactly right, but it's okay. I mean, it's flexible. It'll move. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing with our smaller one. Did I put that on wrong? No, I did that right. Alright, but this one is not going to have a paper clip, so I can actually put it on this piece right here. So I'm going to go from the middle the tip and from the middle to the tip. I'm going to set my middle in first. Yeah. And then like that. Be careful not to burn your fingers if you're using hot glue. Alright, so now we're going to glue our butterfly onto our butterfly like that. Now what I did, and G uses either gesso or Mod Podge, and she goes over her butterflies. I took, and these are the 2 bottles of fingernail polish I got at the dollar store for $1. I took the darker one and colored this paper. And I didn't think there was really going to be much difference. I mean, because these are like kind of see-through, you know, like sheer with some sparkles in them. So I didn't really think it was going to make that much difference. But man, did it ever. I don't know if you can tell the difference in that. But one is, you know, much more pink than the other one. But that's what I used on here. But the reason to use the gesso or the Mod Podge is to make these papers more sturdy. Well, I put 1 coat of these on there. And I don't know if y'all can, let me try to turn this light off. I don't know if y'all can see that shine or not. Or if the light made it better to see the shine. But it's got a little bit of glitter in there and it just shines up so pretty. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and glue this butterfly, at least half of it down. So I don't get too far ahead of myself. And remember that wire's in there. So you don't want to make it poke through your paper or anything. You know, you want to get that down nice and even, and, you know, grab your extra hot glue if you're using hot glue. I've used the 3-in-1 before. I didn't use hot glue, but, you know, because, like I said, we're on video. Oh, it looks pretty good other than right down there at the bottom. Okay, and you can, you know, bend this up to get you some more glue down in there. And just mash it back down. Oops. Well, I just rolled that piece of paper right up, didn't I? Okay. Alright. I think once I ink that up or trim it up or whatever, it'll be just fine. Alright. And if your paper curls up like that, don't worry about it. I mean, it's a butterfly. It's nature. Nothing is, you know, well, I mean, it's perfect to God in nature, but, you know, to us, you know, nothing has exactly matching wings or exactly matching leaves or whatever. So now, ideally, we're going to do the same thing with our little butterfly, except I lost my butterfly. Well, isn't that just extra? Oh, here it is. Stuck to my glue gun. Alright. Look at all this glue all over me. Goodness. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on here. And glue half of my butterfly down. Try to get it lined up a little bit better this time. Okay. And the back really doesn't matter too much because it's going to be against that one. Well, sort of. Alright, and then I'm going to lift this up. Okay. And mash that down. And y'all, if you get a chance, run over to Pat's Home Crafts and check her out. She's new on YouTube, and she's doing some really great videos, and she could certainly use our love and support, so go show her a little bit of love too. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to bend our butterflies up. You can bend the wings up as much or as little as you want to. That's what the wire is in there for. That's the whole purpose in that. So we can make this, you know, as 3D as we want to. So what we're going to do, I'm going to kind of fold this one in the middle a little bit. and I'm just going to glue this one to this one just in the middle. So I really want to attach my glue to the small one because I don't want it, you know, like everywhere on the big one. Let that dry for just a second. And look here, I can, you know, curve these wings up and curve them, you know, back down a little bit, give them some dimension like they're kind of flying. Look at there. Isn't that gorgeous? So you can use that again as a paper clip, or you don't have to put the paper clip on there, and you can just, you know, glue that straight down into your journals. You know, put it on the cover, put it on a page, you know, tuck that into a pocket. I mean, isn't that absolutely gorgeous? You can put, you know, some lace on here, under here, put, you know, any kind of embellishments that you want, or leave it plain. I would probably run a little bit of bling right down the bodies, you know, just to, you know, kind of bring it out a little bit. But to me, with that pattern paper and with the shimmers, I don't think it really needs anything else other than maybe, you know, three pieces of bling down the body of it. And I think that is absolutely stunning. All right, so now y'all get to see me try this experiment. I might fall flat on my face, but I was telling you about the little signpost that G did and to go check out that video. And I'm so thrilled about it, but I still don't have the thin popsicle sticks because, of course, I can't go anywhere. But I wanted to try to, you know, I thought about this thing, how I could make it work. And I don't know if I can or not, but anyway, she took and she had a piece of regular tea stain paper and then cut out the same piece out of packaging. And she may have done more than that. I don't remember because I'm not doing it exactly like she is, because I'm kind of altering her design a little bit. And I'll tell you why. Well, I told you why already. It's because I don't have the really thin popsicle sticks, and I just think it would be too bulky in the book. Now, this is going to be a sign, so you kind of want to make it look like a sign, and you can actually draw lines in here if you want to. And I'm going to try to do this a little bit with this little doohickey. I may regret that. I just want to give it the appearance that, it, you know, it's wood slats. Does that look like wood slats? I hope so. But anyway, you know, you can write on there. Let's see. Oh, that's going to be too big, I bet. Yeah, that's way too big. Another little fine tip marker. Oh, yeah. That says fine. Let's try and see. Well, that's not fine either. Okay, you know what? For now, we're just going to use a pen. We're going to write on here. Gone fishing. Like that. All right. So then, what she did is she had two popsicle sticks, thin ones, that she glued together and used those like a paper clip. And then the sign stuck up above the page. Well, because this is so thick, I didn't want to do that. So I've been kind of playing around with this a little bit. And of course, we want this to stick above our sign, you know, so it'll look like a fence post. But first, I want to distress this. Give it the same kind of color as that. Should have done that before I came on because my time is going to run out. But stop. Bits, stop. No. Go get your chicken. Where's your chicken? Okay. So, I'm going to glue that down like that. We are going to try it. If y'all see me fail, then you just see me fail. It's okay. Alright, and now I'm going to try to glue that on there like that. It's not going to fit right, is it? No. But you know what? I can trim around it if I need to. But it kind of gives us the idea, and then you'll know if you do this, if this works and you do it, to make this just a little bit larger than this piece because of the hump over the popsicle stick, right? So, or we could just take some darker ink around the edge and cover that up, and you might not ever know the difference, right? Okay, so that's the little sign for right now. So if I had done it her way, it would have, the popsicle sticks would have been on the back, and this hump wouldn't have been here, which I probably still could have done, but I didn't think about that, and it's too late to pull it out now. All right, but my thought was what I could do at this point is take a paper clip. No, I want to cut this off so this isn't sticking down in my book. So this may not work, y'all. Wow. Okay. And so what I thought I would do is glue this part on there. So let's try that. I'm probably going to have to put a piece of card or something on that to cover that up, to hold it better. Let's see what I got handy. Nothing, of course. Well, we're going to use that and make it work. Because this is just a kind of a try-me kind of thing, right? Alright. So once that dries, that should be good and stable. Let's see how that would look on a book. What do y'all think? And actually, I guess what I could have done, no, let's see. Yeah, I could have put a piece of paper under there and on top of this to make it look still like a piece of wood, and then, you know, on the back it wouldn't really matter. I mean, paperclip's paperclip. But that's still cute hanging out the top of a book, isn't it? I mean, if it was down in there, then you wouldn't see either part. Like that. Is that cute? Can y'all see that? I don't know if you can or not. So anyway, I like the idea. I wanted to try it because, you know, I wanted y'all to go check out and see how she did hers. I love the idea. I think it's adorable. Anyway, I will link the videos that inspired all of these projects below. And please, if you haven't subscribed to her channel, visit her on all her social media. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you would, hit the like button, the little thumbs up button, and please subscribe. You can visit me on my social media. My Facebook is having issues. It has since I've set it up, so I'm not sure what I have to do to resolve it. Anyway, y'all have a very blessed day. I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. See you then. Bye-bye.